As you can see, this video probably gonna be a little different. Today we finna hop into this goddamn new recovered alien remains by Joe Rogan and David Grusch. If you don't know who Joe Rogan is, you are under a rock. You are somewhere asleep with your thumb in your ass. That's the best way I can explain it to you.
So this particular vehicle that
Let's go,
they
Joe.
had recovered from the 1950s, what was the source of it?
Joe be giving these good
Those details,
informational videos.
I did not get cleared. So,
Okay.
yeah.
So they have in possession this thing. They gain access to this thing, and what do they report once they've gained access to it?
Oh, those details I do not know.
See, I hate when
that's
people do
probably a
that. How
question
you
to
come
talk to
forth with
Godspeed.
information and then the details you don't
I
know.
presume he knows those details. I don't know.
So this thing
Video just started. Let me calm
is
down.
housed somewhere
It is, yes.
currently.
It may still be in the same location that I know about, yes.
And how many people have access to this, and how did they prevent this
My bad.
information from being released?
I mean, it goes back to the compartmentation and kind of the ecosystem of secrecy in this community, right? Only a limited amount of people, at least at the time, on Lockheed Martin's side. And Lockheed Martin was complaining basically like, look, like the secrecy's ridiculous. We can't even bring the right engineers. Like,
See,
imagine
hold
you're
on,
like a
hold on.
hot
Let me stop
engineer.
it right here. Let me stop it right here. Shout out to Joe Rogan. I love me some Joe Rogan, bro. Pause. But I hope the guest that you brought on here, Mr. David Grush, I hope you ain't on no bullshit. I hope you not, because everything he asked you so far, you answered it in a very lackluster way. And you know what the fuck I'm talking about. But like I say, the video just beginning. I don't want to beat you up too much, but I'm just saying, gotta come with the information, bro. Yeah.
Hot engineer. No, hot shot engineer. It might be hot too. I don't know. But that, you're fresh out of grad school. Maybe you're like the best PhD electrical engineer. You want to do cool shit. You want to publish an IEEE. You want to climb the ladder corporately, and that kind of thing. A Lockheed Martin executive comes to you, yeah, dude, I can read you into something really crazy, but you're never gonna publish papers on it. You're never gonna be able to tell people what you worked on, and it's probably not the most career enhancing. But if you want to work on something cool, but I can't tell you because it's unacknowledged until you sign this piece of paper, non-disclosure agreement.
Hold on, hold on,
Uh,
hold on, hold on, hold on. See, let
uh,
me stop you right there. How somebody come at you and say you can work on do all this shit, sign this non-disclosure agreement, but you on a podcast right now? See, I can already tell you not finna give us no real information. You finna beat around the bush this whole motherfucker. See, let's go.
sorry, but here's the raw deal. And, a lot of people are like, fuck you, no. And it's not like Lockheed Martin could broadcast this to universities like, come work for us.
Right.
You'll work on crazy shit. But that is very akin to a lot of other black programs in the government that are unacknowledged in nature. You don't know what you're signing up for until you get bred in. And
I mean,
I've been briefed to a lot of
I kind of believe that part a little bit,
So
especially after
that's
watching
one of
Bob Lazar
the problems that
and
Bob
his,
Lazar, and I'd like to get
biography.
your take on Bob
Bob
Lazar.
Lazar.
One of the things that he talked about was that
Y'all look
science
him up.
can't really operate in a vacuum.
Yeah.
When you separate the metallurgists from the propulsions experts, from the biological experts, and they're not allowed to communicate with each other, and they're not allowed to bring in other experts to have different.
Well, that was the frustration that I had some friends that I've known my
I get
entire
it.
career, like almost 14 years.
Tell you a piece,
I
tell
literally
you a
know them
piece, tell you a piece.
personally.
None of y'all got the
I
full
have a
information.
relationship with them, but they ended up,
Sprinkle in some bullshit, so if
spilling the
this
beans
information
where,
get out,
look,
I know where it
we're on a
came from.
program. I'm an engineer for X, Y, and Z. We can't even cross talk across like the cubicles for God's sakes. Like I can't. I'm looking at material X, doing some X-ray diffraction testing on it, which is like shooting a stream of electrons and seeing how top ends and looking at the atomic arrangements. I can't even like crosstalk that with another aspect of the program. This is like ridiculous, and that's kind of their frustration. Yeah, I knew you were probably going to ask me about Bulbasaur. I know. I figured. I
Shit,
figured as
why
much.
wouldn't he? I would.
Why did they do
Yeah,
that though? If everybody
yeah.
was already sworn to secrecy, everybody already has NDAs. It seems the most effective way of reverse engineering, or at least
Mm.
gaining an understanding of how these things are
Well,
structured.
that's exactly how Manhattan was, right? People
But I
working on
would
the
think, like,
fuses
why
for the bomb
do we have
didn't
to be so
necessarily
secretive
know
with
it was
each
going
other if
to
we
immediately
already
happen.
sign
And
NDAs and
so,
we're
and
in
I've
the
seen
same
this kind of
situation with each other?
compartmentation is obtuse secrecy in other programs, and it is debilitating for progress. And honestly, as a former fiduciary of the taxpayer dollars, it's not the
Hmm.
best modus operandus to do it that way. And very few people kind of had that top down, could look across the silos and see what was going on. It just became very dysfunctional, and they were afraid of people being too cross briefed into the different silos for counter espionage, counterintelligence.
Right.
That,
Hmm.
they were,
I mean, I
you got to remember, a
understand it,
bulk of
but
this program is done
still.
during the Cold War. And, we were afraid of Russian spies, Soviet moles. And so we made it ultra locked down, but to the detriment of national security. And that was one of the crazy things that got me, that I wanted to whistleblow on, because I'm like, this is so stupid. Like,
Right.
we
Pause.
should be making more progress on this.
Were there any
Yeah.
breaches that you're aware of where foreign agents were able to gain access to materials or an understanding of what we know?
So I'll tell you about some intel documents I read that kind of obliquely answers that question. So there was
Obliquely, huh?
sensitive human-derived foreign intelligence that I read. So I had access to kind of the ATIP OSAP classified archives, and I was like thumbing through
Hmm.
everything, and there's some other people were bringing me documents to evaluate. And I'll never forget, I had what to say, stolen by the U.S. Intelligence assessment from a certain foreign adversary discussing the U.S. reverse engineering program. And I was like, and that was actually another like, what the fuck? And
No, it ain't.
so I had an
I don't
adversary
know why.
also confirm
Because
this program, literally
yeah,
because
y'all was
of
scared to bring
exfiltrated
out the information that
intelligence.
somebody else did.
And so they certainly
That's
had
basically what it is.
a limited knowledge, at least fact of, that the U.S. had a program like this, a particular adversary. And actually,
Sorry, y'all.
I was like, well, I want more. Like, I know who wrote this, literally, or who
Trying
got
to.
it, right, on behalf of the United States government. So I went to that certain agency through the approved and official way. And this is kind of part of the myriad reprisals against me. The agency was like, oh, yes, we have what you're looking for, Dave. Um, you're going to need to sign a one-time read-in to something, come visit us to, go to the vault and read it, right? Hard copy.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, we have what you're looking for. And ultimately,
See,
from what I was told by friends in higher places, my request kind of went up the
I'm
flagpole
gonna
at
wait
that
till the end of the
agency.
video so I say something.
And all of a sudden,
At least
the
before I say what
agency
I want to
ghosted
say.
my boss and I for like 2 months. And then when I really pressed them hard to gain access, because I'm like, I have a need to know. I need to evaluate this intelligence for fucking Congress. And they debriefed me from all my accesses over in that other sister agency, and made up some bogus excuse like I shouldn't have been briefed to anything in the first place, literally. And basically gave me an administrative middle finger, like, persona non grata, don't ever fucking ask us about that shit again. I'm sure the person who made the oops that told me they had what I was looking for probably got admonished and slapped on the wrist, because I never heard from that person again, even though it was somebody I actually used to work on occasion with. So that was also another way I knew I was, there was a lot of smoke and fire, because I, had stuff like that happen to me.
So
Yeah,
is
yeah, yeah. The video is pretty much over with. Yeah, somebody walked by, so I was looking. But yeah, Joe. He kind of dropped the ball on this one, man. He didn't give us that information we was looking for. We wanted to see the goddamn new recovered alien remains, and we ain't see none of that. I'm slightly disappointed, but I'm not gonna hold it. You know what I'm saying, that on you, Joe, because I understand that he was a guest on your show, so you can only go by the information he gave you. But it is what it is. Y'all catch me in the next one. Peace.